One. Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and
Well, no, wait, it is recording now.
yeah, we're recording, it's fine, yep. And we've gathered here again today, and it's Doctor Who night, and we are going to be talking about a William Hartnell one, which is Galaxy 4. And let's go to Lee first. Let's start off with Lee.
Hello.
What he made of Galaxy 4.
Well, this is one with several episodes missing.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future to be found, but you never know. This is the season 3 opener, 4 episodes of Galaxy 4. And it's the Doctor, Stephen and Vicki battling their wits against the evil Drahvins, who are a all-female race. But allegedly it was supposed to be male, but Verity Lambert changed that. So it was supposed to be males, but she changed it to females. A clone race, who have got. There's also the Chumblies, little what do you call them? Little.
I don't know.
Little androids, little robots.
Yeah, they're robots. Yeah.
Little round, Roombas.
Yeah.
Outer space Roombas.
And it's a tale, and also we have the Rills, the disgusting-looking Rills who cannot live in our atmosphere.
Oh, they're just squiggly bits.
But it's a tale of what trying to get off the planet before it
explodes. Yeah,
it explodes. And it's also a tale of never judge a book by its cover. Beauty is only skin deep. The beautiful Drahvins turn out to be
the villains. Yeah,
the villains, and the Rills, or the ugly things, are the good guys.
Good guys. Yeah.
Also, as well, this also I might be wrong, but this also marks the first female villain in Doctor Who, Marga. I don't think there was one before that. So this is the first female villain for the Doctor. The evil Marga. Well played as well by Stephanie Beatmead. Yeah, it's a simple story. It's not too, you can understand what's going on. But I'm going to agree with what Ali's going to say later on, that it didn't have to be 4 episodes.
It was so simple. I think it was that simple. It didn't need 4 episodes because it was.
It could have been done.
Honestly, you could switch off for a few minutes, and not lose anything, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it was very
It's a basic story.
It was very basic. Yeah,
It's enjoyable, but it's a basic story, which I agree with what Alex going to say, but I've jumped the gun there with him. That it could have been done in three episodes. Hartnell is Hartnell. A good team with Peter Purvis and Maureen O'Brien. It's just backwards and forwards, isn't it? Vicky's held captive, and then Stephen's held captive, and the Doctor has to sort it out between the Drahvins and the Rills, and he doesn't know who to trust. But in the end, they do work it all out. And as I say, you got the lovable Chumblies, never to be seen again, of course.
Missed opportunity.
Opportunity on merchandise. Obviously, Alid.
Calling me Alex.
Sorry, I've had one of these, haven't I?
There's too many of them, yeah. One thing that I mean, I can't really harp on this episode too much myself because it is missing a lot. There's only 1 episode that is existing, and I don't like telesnaps. They just don't really gel with me. But one thing that I did find is that on the version that I watched, which was the one that Lee posted, the audio was quite hard to hear at times. There was a lot of background noise, like, and I know that's because it's recorded off off the telly, somebody's put a device next to the telly or whatever and recorded the sound, so you are going to get interference. So I found it quite difficult to hear every bit of dialogue sometimes. Let's go to Harry.
Well, I watched the version that Lee posted. It's not a bad story. I agree, it could have probably been lost an episode or two. It's not the greatest stories. Even the book is not that great. I mean, the book is basically just 4 chapters. There's even a little quote in there that makes me wonder if Ems was writing this story, the novelization, after her 5 doctors or what, because there's a line in there that says, his body's starting to wear thin. It's wearing out. So it makes me think, you've been watching 10th Planet or some of the other stuff, because that's the line you'd hear then. But it's not the greatest of stories. I mean, basically, I just think, as you said, could have lopped off an episode, maybe put it on for Mission to the Unknown, maybe Mission a 2-parter instead of a 1-parter. But still, it's not a great story. It's not a bad story either. That's just my view on it.
Yep, thanks, Harry. Let's go to Alex and Susan for opening thoughts.
All right. Well, I enjoy this story. I know that it's when questioned in New York Comic Con, or maybe it was in the World Tour. Peter Capaldi responded to somebody's asking which of the old monsters or whatever would you like to come back, and he said the Chumblies. And I thought that was just fun because they are kind of cool outer space Roomba kind of guys. They're sort of like one of those pop stickers on the back of your cell phone. It expands out and it gets bigger and helps hold on to things, and so that's fun. And the other thing is I enjoy the interplay between the Drahvins and the Rills. I mean, the Drahvins are basically, female Sontarans. I mean, they have no imagination and they would like to stay at war. And even though they're really pretty, Sontarans, that's basically the kind of mentality of them. And the doctor was great. He didn't interfere with that, but he was trying to sort out what was really happening. So when he went over to the real ship, he had some really great conversations about technology and about advancement in terms of cultural advancement and decisions that you make. The Rill were really intellectually amazing and had a lot of integrity, and that was fun.
And they didn't want to be seen either.
And they didn't want to be seen, and they didn't want to freak us out. They're like, Starman! And I
did like that bit at the end where the doctor said, well, we respect you, of who you are, not what you look like,
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool.
The doctor had some really good lines, and the Rill had some really good lines. And so in they kind of had a resonance. There was a lot of padding, a lot of sort of soundscape, and the Chumblies expanding and then shrinking and then reaching out to touch something. That was something that they used to do a lot of in Doctor Who and in science fiction, is that they were super fascinated with the way that mechanical devices moved and stuff. I think that the 60s were sort of techno joy instead of, and if not techno joy, then techno fear. So anyway, that's kind of like the experience of the 60s And here's Alex, and he might even tell you what he thought of the soundscape as well.
What do you thought of the episode?
Yeah, again, it's, I really enjoy Doctor Who, and I hope it's around for 100 years, but
It's been around for
but
55,
again,
56.
but I'm not saying it as much superfan as she is. But again,
Sacrilege.
they have a lot of good ideas,
How dare you?
but the plot wasn't very complicated, and I did enjoy Hartnell's lines. It's an interesting idea for the 60s. Unfortunately, it's also a little bit of us versus them again.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of padding, and it could have been written much better. Wasn't too thrilled with the characters as far as the companions go. It's tough. It's tough. And also, I didn't like the sound either. It's tough because this is 60s science fiction. And
did you watch the version that Lee posted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, too, they didn't have the advancements.
It's your fault, Lee.
They were
no. They're all that way. All of the recons were like that.
Okay. Yeah, and also I think it would have benefited if it had only been 3 parts, it felt like 9. Like I said,
I don't think it felt like 9.
It did to me.
It didn't feel like 9. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it did feel like 9. It's an interesting idea, but again, Doctor Who is awesome in its own way, but the problem is it's either too long a story, too short a story, and what is it from 1963 to now? They don't know how to merchandise. Come on, guys, get with it.
I actually have a question about the episode, though.
Go ahead.
Before you continue. Why was there so many clips of just the Chumleys? And why was there 6 minutes surviving of episode 1, but not the whole episode? Why is there only...
If there's like 6 minutes of an episode of any story, it's mostly what's been cut out by censors from other countries.
But that's a lot. 6 minutes was a whole scene.
Wow.
It was a whole scene, wasn't it?
Well, unfortunately, we don't run the BBC, where the BBC decided to destroy Hartnell's episodes and Troughton's episodes.
Yeah.
And they forgot that they're lucky that they have a product that people are still talking about from 1963. And it took them 50 years to realize that they still have a fan base.
Susan's reacting there. It's like you just broke the news to her. That's what
I know. It's like, hello, guys. You're lucky you're making money on this. There's a lot of competition now. It's not like the 60s and the 70s where a lot of the shows were written bad,
Poor Hartnell.
Yeah, so, I mean...
I do like the fact that it was the females were villains. It was like... If this is the first female villain in Doctor Who, then that's quite significant.
Right.
Really. And to think it took so long to have a female villain, if that's true. And I like the fact of don't judge a book by its cover as well, because you really shouldn't.
Well, yeah, and that's the other question as well, that, Hartnell was the one that was the brain and the conscience of the audience throughout the whole story. I mean, that's the other question as well.
But he killed them all at the end.
Well, yes and no.
But the planet blew up.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, that's another question. I mean, for the 60s, that's very advanced. For now, no.
What was he supposed to do, Alan?
I'm sorry, he's a murderer. He could have saved them.
Hit him over the head, put chloroform them and knock them out and stick them in one of the rooms in the TARDIS? I mean, really, like there was no way to
He's a mass murderer.
Force these women into accepting help from the Rill or from the Doctor without
I like the designs of the Rill, though.
What's that?
I like the designs of the Rill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like cool pre-Axios,
I don't know what I made of their tent structure thing. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah,
That was pretty fun.
yeah. Any more to say on it? Might as well go to favorite moments then. One of my favorite moments was the cliffhanger of episode 3, which was Stephen being trapped in the airlock thing, the chamber. I thought that was well done. It's a shame that it's not a surviving clip. It's all just, like I say, it's just telesnaps. But I can imagine that would have been a good scene at the time. So, anybody else want to jump in favorite moments, Lee?
Well, I agree. I mean, I hate telesnaps. I really do.
Yeah.
But if
Just a second. Just since we're talking about the telesnaps, in this instance, Peter Purvis in the introduction and the outro of this said that there weren't actually telesnaps. He said that they were they had to use specific they had to use, what are they called? Publicity, and they used publicity from other shows, other episodes, and they built in. I mean, it was like
They used what?
Galaxy 4 was cobbled together, and the imagery was cobbled together from other. It was just amazing. Really, honestly, very little of this survived.
But I'll tell you what, as well, I can see this never getting remade, like animated. I can see this one that they'll just never do.
Well, you don't know. We didn't think we'd be getting any more animations, but we have done.
Yeah, but I just think out of all of them, this is pretty low down on the list of, what fans would want to see.
It seems to be getting Troughton ones more.
Yeah.
More now.
Anyway, carry on, Lee, before rudely interrupt.
I don't like telesnaps, and I don't like still photographs then either. It's then animations that way forward if there's no way of getting any of these episodes found.
Yeah.
I do like the reveal of the Rill. Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, very good design for 1965, 65. And the concept of the Drahvins being a clone race, all cloned from Marga. She was the one with the brains. All the other Drahvins didn't have the brains.
Yeah, they weren't very clever. Yeah.
No. But and then they say it does set it up for Mission to the Unknown as well. So you've got that at the end of that. But I think this for me, Hartnell, he doesn't slip up in this one because he's known for slipping up and stuff like that. But he doesn't slip up in this. And I like Peter Purvis and Maureen O'Brien as the companions. They do a good job, and they do good jobs in all the other stories they've been in. So it's just a simple story. That's all it is. It's a basic story to start a season, the third season, and its final season. So it does get a bit of stick. Does Galaxy 4 for some reason? Maybe it's because it's missing.
Yeah, I think that as well. Yeah. And there's nothing special about it, is there? It's not like a Dalek episode or there's no significant villain.
You're saying Dalek episode. All these sets were reused from Dalek stories. Yeah. In this one. The Dalek doors was in it, the Dalek control rooms was in it. Even all the soundscape was taken from Radiophonic Workshop from previous serials. All the beeps.
So not only the recons were cobbled together, the actual story and sounds. Oh, wow.
I mean, again, it's an interesting concept, and it's basically the Daleks more round, more egg-shaped kind of, or marshmallow-shaped. Again,
yeah, but the Daleks are villains. These weren't. The Chumblies weren't villains.
Right, but there's the other thing too. Was it also trying to play with the audience, or were they hoping it would? Because as we know, they did hundreds of stories with almost no budget. So it's an interesting idea, and it's a little bit ahead of its time. But I think it should have just been a 3-parter. Probably would have been a lot tighter.
I do think it gets too much stick because it's not a bad story. I don't watch it and think this is awful.
No.
I mean, I sat down and watched all the parts in one. I didn't think, oh, this is awful. I would like to see it animated.
You didn't think it's say, oh, I can't take any more of this, like we did with the censor rates.
Yeah, exactly. When you think, oh no, just ended all.
And wasn't Maga the actress? Wasn't she like the wife of one of the future producers or writers? I mean, her name was Bidmead.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe. Like Christopher Bidmead.
So how many parts is the story as far as the TV goes?
4 parts.
And then of course
it's 4 parts.
Yeah, we can ask Harry how many things they left out, because as you mentioned, there's already 6 minutes taken out. So you wonder if you're missing 6 minutes, or is it 26 minutes?
That was what was recorded.
Right. Okay.
And cut out.
I had to pull my episode guide for Hartnell to see how much time each episode was. To answer that question.
What's your favorite moments, Harry?
I'd say my favorite moment is when Hartnell's doctor realizes it's not 400 sons, it's 2.
It's 2, yeah.
I mean, that's a major shock to everybody. You think
it was.
You actually only got 2 days.
Yeah. And didn't he say the nights were 2 hours? I think he said. Did he say that? I think he said that the nights were 2 hours.
Yeah, that was good. Where I agree with Harry. That was a good part where because he didn't like to tell them it was only.
He was shocked as much as anybody was. That it was only 2 instead of 400.
Yeah.
And I liked it when they were in the TARDIS and the Chumley was trying to get in.
Yeah, and to answer Susan's question, no, she's not related to Christopher H. Bidmead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Susan, Alex, favorite moments? We didn't ask you.
No, I wouldn't say. I'd say that the setup was good. Hartnell was good. I wouldn't say anything was a favorite, really.
And what would you give it out of 10, Alex?
Maybe a 7.
Okay. I enjoyed the interplay between the Drahvins and Vicki and Steven. I thought that they did have a lot of you thought they were good, and then pow, they're evil, and that was fun. That's always fun when you find out somebody that you thought was really good and really cool. You find out that they're the evil queen or Rumpelstiltskin. You got that shift, and these ladies were, I was like, oh, this is the story with the cute aliens, and the pretty aliens and stuff. So I mean, it is memorable in the interplay of the Drahvins. The Chumbleys, other people remember them for primarily Mr. Capaldi, and I don't know, they're fun, but they are kind of like little Roombas, and so they just run around and bump into stuff. I guess they're a bit like me in that respect. So for that like similarity, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Not bad.
Because I love Hartnell also. In case anybody doesn't really know that about me, I love Hartnell.
Yeah, it's Nicholas Courtney you weren't keen on. That was it. I remember now.
Right.
Brigadier you weren't. Yeah. Let's go to Harry for final say and score.
I'd have to give the score. I'd have to give it is 2 parts. The story is aired. I give it a 5. Book, I give it 3 because the book is basically it's only
I felt that then. Are you still talking, Harry? Or have you muted yourself? Because you're moving around, your mouth's moving, but no words are coming out.
We can't hear you. Try again. Try and hit your mute button again.
But he's not unmuted.
It's not working.
No, but you have to hit it once or twice sometimes. Yeah, try again. Say what you're going to say again. Hit the mute button. Harry.
Are you there, Harry?
Oh, he froze.
All right, let's go to Lee for final sentence. He gave the book a 3 anyway, and the episode a 5.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? Yeah, I like this one actually. It's it doesn't deserve the stick it gets, and I'm not going to score it as low as I did with the censor rights. So,
can you get any lower than that? No,
I mean, I love the Chumblies. I mean, and a little bit of information if you don't know, Angela Muskrat was a Chumbly operator in this, and everybody
they had dwarfs, didn't they?
People in them.
Yeah, there was people in them. Yeah.
Angela Muscat is one of the most famous ones because he's more famous for being in the TV series The Prisoner as the little butler.
Oh.
But yeah, I like it. I felt sorry for the Chumbly who guided them back to the TARDIS, and there was a little tear in my eye when you knew it was going to die. You know, once the planet blew up.
You're getting soft in your old age.
They could have taken him with them, and have a little Chumbly running around the TARDIS.
That would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't to be.
You expect them to be something off Red Dwarf.
Nobody thinks of these things back then. Nobody thought, "Oh, just take it with us."
Yeah,
original K. It could have been the original K9.
Yeah. I'm giving this an 8.
An 8, that's high.
Yeah, the only gripe is it should have been 3 episodes, I think, and it's just a shame it doesn't exist. That's all it is, really. I enjoyed the story.
Well, I've got to say, I'm not going that high because even though I like it much more than I did the censor rights, which I think I gave a 3 or 4. I'm going to give this a 6 because if 5 is average, this is above average. I think for me, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a little too long and could have cut some scenes out maybe. And if it was a found episode, maybe I would give it more than a 6. But I do have to take into consideration how I watched it. And at some points, I couldn't hear the dialogue all the time.
The thing was, would you have enjoyed it as an audio adventure?
Maybe. Well, it was practically an audio adventure anyway because it was just pictures. Yeah. But I think it's a good episode. It's just not a great episode. And there's episodes in Hartnell's era that are a lot better. I mean, you compare this to, say, Dalek Invasion of Earth or something like that. And that's on a far bigger scale.
Yeah, that'd get a 1 off me.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to do that now, do we?
Hey!
Yeah. So I'm going to give it a 6. I mean, I enjoyed it. And this is the second time I've seen it, actually. I've watched it before. But I haven't. It's been years. I watched it about 8 years ago. Yeah, I think 6 is a fair score. Anyway, tell us below what you made of Galaxy 4. And I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me, you for watching. Look after yourself, take care, and we will see you next time. Tom, my little chumleys.